I don't. I was just going for some stacks, and also Clud was here, and he was. I think he pinged that he was coming.
It's 122. Wave is coming in. You have to leash this guy. You have to get to lane. Why do you want to get chunked randomly? What do you get? What is like for what? Mana flow band? What are you stacking?
And the tier and Manifold one. Yeah.
Okay, but who cares? No. You're gonna stack this in lane anyway. Why do you have to run at them and do this? Waste all this mana. It doesn't achieve you anything. First of all, you don't even know if they're there. Second of all, you're losing 80 mana. I mean, okay, but look, my question is like, why do you want to waste 80 mana with the total of 600? Do you know what? Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like it doesn't make sense.
I guess I didn't really think about that. I was just going for it.
Yeah, but like again, like what do you achieve even if you hit him? Like nothing. Like the stacks you're gonna get them in lane anyway. It gives you no reason to ever go up to their blue and randomly do this. I don't give a shit if Kled is here. Kled is inting. He's gonna have to walk back to lane now. He's gonna miss XP in top lane by doing this. You're advocating your top laner to miss XP by doing this. You're also slowing down Nuna's clear because you could just be leashing him. Or you could already be in lane getting autos on the wave. Or you could be standing in a way where when they enter you can get these stacks as you hit them with an opening on E. Right, depending on the matchup and how they enter the lane or whatever, right? Like these are all things that you can start doing, but everything that like this is illogical. It's very, very bad. You cannot do this. Now you're wasting time. At this point, stop leashing him. It's waste of time. Go to your lane. You need to go to lane. By the time you're done leashing him, 3 of the minions that you're in the first wave will already be dead. Do you see the problem?
Yeah.
So what are we?
I fucked with my timings and it did.
Yeah, but my question is, why do you do that? Like, why not just play the game standard? Like, what's wrong with playing the game standard? Why do you have to attempt to get these micro advantages and then actually cost your entire tempo? Like these micro advantages, sure, they're great, but like 1, they're not going to be properly utilized, and 2, it's like what is the point exactly? You know?
I guess there's no point.
There's absolutely no point. Like there should be no reason not to just play lane standard, play the game standard, like the way it's supposed to be played. If you're gonna invade, you invade together as a team. You don't invade as 2 or 3 players solo into the enemy jungle on like a weird ass time. You're inting your top laner, right? You're inting your jungler and you're inting your support. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Stuff like this is not acceptable. You're just like, you want to get better at the game? Stop fucking around. That's the rule number 1. If you stop fucking around, you will improve. Like here, you should be click this way. Get him to EU, blink back. Stand here, auto. With E, move up. If he hits you with E. If he's on cooldown, then you just E him. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because Karma's... only because Karma's down there.
What's Karma gonna do to you?
Old Q, she has a chance.
Okay, but she's never gonna hit you. Like if Karma's gonna do something, then she'll ult Q now. She'll mantra Q now. If she mantra Qs now, the first wave is being shoved extremely fast. Like it's not gonna benefit the enemy in any way. Or like it's okay if they get level 2 on you, it's fine, but like when you click back like this, it doesn't really achieve much. Like Ashe is standing here, this guy has to back off. If he walks up for an E, Ashe will W him and you will E him, and then he can't win. Karma can't do anything. So instead of walking here, walk here. If you stand here, you're not getting last hits on these minions. You should be standing right here. You have E to reciprocate any damage that enemy will try to do on you. Welcome to Mr. Olympus. How are you, man? Right? Like, click A is bad. Click B is good. Click A doesn't do anything for you. Click B allows you to get these minions, press up. This guy has volley, or W, or whatever you want to call it. This guy can't win. Karma can't mantra Q you if you're standing here because the range is not going to reach. And if she does end up using RQ on the wave, then okay, whatever. These minions will get thinned out. It's fine. You kill off these minions end up walking, lane locks here. They get level 2 on you, but it's like, it's fine. Karma's half HP. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm processing it.
Alright. And then walking down like this is bad, because Karma has Mantra Q. Why do we want to eat Mantra Q for no reason? Why do we want to auto attack the Varus, who has E, by the way, who can easily move away by you know, he can just click away. He doesn't have to engage with you.
I'm not looking to auto. I'm looking to E. But yeah, I see what you mean. If I'm walking.
But if you're looking to E, can't you E here instead of Eing here? If you were to stand in this yellow square, okay, in comparison to the blue square, can you still not utilize your E?
On Varus, maybe, yeah. I think I should be in range.
But why do you want to E here anyway? It's like, it's fun. You don't have to do anything here. You can just stand on the yellow square. You have liberty to E if he walks up, and then you can also auto these minions. You have Ashe. Karma's not going to do anything to you. Karma is 50% HP right now because of the shenanigans that happened up in jungle early on. Which means that if Karma opts to take any pockets against you that go against where the yellow square is, you will win that trade because Ashe exists. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Like, it's fine. Like, I make these movements too. I make movement errors as well. It's just that well, one, it's a different elo, and two, it's like, I can determine them, whereas you're not, you know? Yeah. Like, the E here is useless. You can easily use it. You can easily launch it by standing here, and you would have achieved the same result. In fact, you would have probably hit more minions and have a better chance to hit him based on like where he was standing. And then the second thing is you click backwards, but again for no reason. Like if he's good, he would obviously hit you with E, but if he was going to do that, then you should be retreating here, not here. Does that make sense? Like you can just move up to the north side. You don't have to do what you're doing. So I want you to start like thinking about these things, and then again, it's the same thing. Why are you clicking here, and then why do you opt? Like I know you're gonna click somewhere here. Yeah, that's exactly what you do. You end up clicking south again. But why do you click south? Right? It's just so weird because like this was good. Your posturing was so good here, but then you troll because then you click this way. It's like why? Karma has nothing. Ashe hits him with an auto W, you stand here, you hit him with an auto as well. You aggro these casters, you're okay to do that because he's going to lose a ton of HP. Right, so the damage coming out of the casters is not even comparable to what he's going to lose. And then you take these minions, you pull them up here, you stand here, and then you auto. You just chill out. Then Ashe, what Ashe can do then is she can move down to the south side, right here. And if she moves down to the south side, Karma can't move up anymore because Karma, again, is still recovering. She might be at this point 55% HP or maybe going into 60% HP, but it's not going to matter because Ashe has W. Even though Ashe is low on mana, it's still pressure. It's still something that Karma can't just walk up and eat. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Do you have any questions?
I'm just, like I said, I'm just trying to...
Yeah, so it's stuff like this that is holding, it's going to continue to hold you back in like platinum and diamond and whatnot, right? You click away, and then you click up, but like here, it's also weird. Like, why do you want to click here, though? It's like, look at her. Like, you should not run away from her. So we're going to dissect the clicks, right? Like, let's look at when Karma showed up. So obviously this is all wrong. Now this click is fine. I don't even mind this, right? Because let's say this is reactive. Like you clicked here the second she came out of the brush. It's not humanly possible to know that she's going to do this. This is stupid by her. But then my concern is why do you opt to click away when Karma continues to click into you? When you have autos and you have two casters that you can easily utilize. If Ashe just uses this, like hits this, Ashe has ability by the way. Because she didn't use it. You hit Karma as well. Karma's like 50. She has to flash. Karma has to flash.
I guess in that in that point in time, I was just trying to evade the possible Mantra Kyushi with a.
Who cares?
Like, dude.
Who cares? You have biscuits, you have potions, you have Ash, you have minions. What are we afraid of? Nothing. We have nothing to be afraid of. The point is, you're not looking at, you're not like identifying these things, and this takes time. This takes effort. This takes refinement. This takes it takes a long time to constantly be able to do properly. But once you're able to do them, you will shit stomp everybody in your elo. So you're running away. Like, looking at this in hindsight, it makes no sense. Now you click south, but again, this click, it's mindless. What's the intent behind this? There's no intent. Click up if you're gonna do something. Click up. All of these minions. You have +1 red advantage. That's not good if you want to get level 2. Ash is looking to auto these minions. She's about to eat aggro from these casters, which means that you're not going to take any aggro if you simply walk up and look for an auto attack yourself. No, it's not. Someone said it's passive. Someone said it's too passive. It's not passive. You're not playing passive. You're playing without any form of consciousness. It's not about aggression. It's not about being passive or being aggressive. It's literally playing blind. Right? The difference is, am I playing with consciousness or am I playing with unconsciousness? It's not about, am I playing too passive or am I playing aggressive? That depends on if you're conscious enough to know what to play, then you will play in accordance to that. And then again, you're retreating. You have a last hit to take. Ash is about to generate aggro. She's about to catch aggro, but you're running away. You could be right here. This is, of course, like after you realize you didn't hit her, right? Like, you can move up now. Then you get divided. And now Ash is doomed. Because Ash doesn't want to take this herself. If Varus is good, he just stands right here. Ash can't do shit. Because now Ash's W doesn't reach Varus because of the minions blocking her. Then if Ash opts to continue to auto Varus, she's going to end up generating minion aggro. She's going to eat aggro. And then she's going to take a horrible trade. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't even care too much if he takes a bad trade here because Karma can help. Because you guys are so divided. Ash is not going to be like of any value. Okay, well, if you didn't E, then why are you standing here? You should stand here. Can he not just E you, take this minion, and then also hit you, and then click back down to the south side?
Yeah, you can.
Then as this minion is about to be targeted, you're forced to be in this really weird pocket. You're forced to move up to this area here to actually last hit this. Because if you stand where you're standing now, he walks into the brush and he fucks you. What are you going to do? Nothing. You're doomed. If he E'd, then it's like, okay, then it's different. Now he doesn't have E. But if he doesn't have E, then you should hit him, not the minion. Your minion isn't under last hit range. If he doesn't have E. Right? But he has E in this case. But your movement is still bad because you should be up north, not here. Because he can easily hit E, hit you, and then walk down. Walk up, auto you when you go in for this minion. I'm not using A-click. I think it's really important that you start using A-click to know where your ranges are at. Right? Like you can press A, and you can know that maybe your range is like this much, right? Let's say it's like 550 units, and then if it's 550 units, then you can play with 575, and you can play with 525, right? If your range is 550, you can play with these values by moving up and down. That's how you get last hits without reciprocating damage. You play with those numbers, right? Like if your movement range is like 525, right? Okay, well then you play with 500, right? You play with 500 and then you play with like 550. But you move up and down based on those ranges. But in order to do that, you must first start understanding your range, and a great way of understanding your range is just using A-click as you hit minions. Layering is just making sure that situations like this, what's about to happen, doesn't happen. Right? Like this, this is layering. You cannot kill these both minions unless you use an ability immediately, which you can't.
So that's what it is. Right?
Yes, and so if 1 HP minion is too high, and you think that they're both going to die at the same time, then you can thin one out in order to make sure that it's going to be in last hit range, so that you have the cooldown on your auto attack to be able to hit the next minion. That's layering. Does that make sense? That's basically layering the minions.
Alright.
You could also like auto hit an ability. That's also layering. Like, let's say you kill the frontline casters in like a lane, for example. Not here, but in a lane, in whatever lane, right? Hypothetically, then that's also like layering. Like you're layering the HP to just get rid of it. Yeah. So when I talk about 550 range, right? Like even with like boots and shit, like whatever. If I just build this, it's so your attack range is like this much, right? Like, we want to give this a value, right? Like, let's call this a 550 value, which basically means that the units between point A and point B is, let's say, 550. Maybe I'm not actually... It could be 525, it could be a little more. I'm not sure exactly like what the number is. But let's say it's 550, right? Now, if you're trying to last hit a minion in this area where the red circle is, then you need to increase your range a little more, which means that you're going to be like this, okay? When you move upwards... When you make the motion to move upwards, your range is still 550, but you're able to last hit the minion. But you're only moving by 25 units or less to actually get the last hit. You're not going melee range, right? This is what you're doing. You're going melee range to last hit shit. Well, not as exaggerated, but you get the idea, right?
Yeah.
So what you need to instead do is move up and down and constantly change the range of your champion. If it's 550, right? If this is 550, the radius or the units through like the diameter of the circle is 550, if we can say, then moving up is 25 units, moving down is 20. This is not exact, and I'm not a mathematician, and I don't care what the exact units are. The point is you're moving X units up and down. We're using 25 because it's a very well-rounded number, and it you know, it benefits the conversation here. And so you're moving up and down 25 units. So let's say, for example, that I want to take out the cannon, right? Like, I want to kill the cannon here. Now, if I walk up, I will eat damage, right? If I walk up like this, I will eat damage. But if you move up and down and constantly change the range of your champion, you can hit minions without dying. Let's use this example here because the minions are all dying here. Let's go top lane because it's a huge wave. Like here, I want to hit cannon. I will move up, hit cannon, and move back. Right? I'm constantly on the edge of my champion. If you move too deep, you will get traded on. Okay, like again, same minion. I want to hit, I auto, and I move back. This is me playing with the small units of range. Does that make sense?
Yep.
What's changing is just the edge. Just the range on the edge, okay? And that's another reason why like back and forth movements like this are so important. Like, this is crucial to do. Right? You don't have to do it like super fast, but the point is it's important to do this. And then once you can master that, you'll be able to actually play ADC at a high level. Now, I know that I'm berating you on every single click, but the reason I'm doing that is because I'm comparing you to the best players that are playing ADC. That may be a little unfair because you're platinum player, you're nowhere near like the best players who are playing ADC, but that doesn't matter. That's something you should model yourself if you want to find success, because they are playing the best possible way they can, or you can in this game. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Right? Like, that's what we model ourselves. And so I want you to compare yourself. Well, obviously after a bit more knowledge and some more awareness of like what is bottom lane. Compare yourself to better players. Model yourself in comparison to Uzi. Model yourself in comparison to I don't know, Double Lift or fucking anyone. Like, it does not matter the tier of pro player. The worst pro player could be, in your eyes, you could replicate the worst pro player, like the worst ADC and pro player right now, and you will still climb. Does that make sense? Because they're still doing, even the worst players, the D tier 80 carries are still doing the same thing that high elo, like the best ADCs are doing. Fundamentally, they're still doing the same thing. There's no change, and they're fundamentally quite good at those things. Obviously, people can debate that, but what changes is, like, honestly, once you have the fundamentals down, you need more to improve. But we're not there yet. They're trolling because they could just be autoing these minions, and then here they get level 2. And obviously they do nothing with it. Right? Karma's level 1 because this guy's so out of the game. He's not even like... but Varus should be walking up, and he could have hit you, and they obviously should be fighting you, and then you click up for no reason, even though they're level 2. Like here. Like, they're level 2, but why are you autoing minions? Like, why are you already not forfeiting the lane? You know? Like, you can't play hundreds of games and then not be able to, like, see these things for what they are.
In my head, I'm pretty sure I thought they had, like, not that much kill pressure.
Even still.
Maybe I'm wrong.
No, it's not about kill pressure. Can they not just chunk you here?
They don't have mantra.
It doesn't matter. Can they still... They're level 2. If they just go brute force face-to-face fight you, can they not chunk you here? That's not beneficial for you. They're level 2. Level 2 is not just level 2. It's not just abilities. It's stats. They have higher stats than you. They have more HP than you. They have more mana than you. They have more... Well, the mana doesn't really matter, obviously. But they are stronger champions. They have... Level 2 is essentially an item. Like, you cannot fight them. They are level 2, you are level 1. They walk up, they will kill you. Not kill you, kill you. I use very exaggerated language, but they will make you... They will make you flash. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You cannot stand here and auto this minion. You don't achieve level 2 to match them by autoing this minion. You are getting this minion anyway as it comes into you. Because if this guy opts to kill off this minion, which he will eventually, so like maybe you'll miss one, but this wave is coming into you. So keep your HP. You should also be aware at this point, the lane is an extremely defensive angle, because now the lane is coming into you, you can't walk up your level 1, you should be warding here. You don't need a Tribush ward, you don't need a River ward, you need to ward right there. Because if you ward right here, then at least you'll be able to space, again, talking about the 525 to 575 range that we were discussing, the Karma. If Karma opts to move this way, then perhaps you can move up. If Karma moves this way, then you can move back. But you can do that by getting a ward down. You're not going to use the ward anytime soon for anything. Does that make sense? Are you platinum or gold? What is this again?
I'm gold. I'm gold 2.
Gold 2, okay. Again, here you're going for an E, but it's like, why?
I lose a minion for it.
Go for a minion. Walk up, then hit him with E if you choose to do so. Also, you have no reason to E him because he has no reason to auto this minion. When this minion is low, then you launch the E. That was actually good by you. But here, keep going. He's on cooldown. You have Q. Why don't you just go? You have potions too. Like, why don't you just fight him? You could also click him, by the way, to see what he's running. But you could easily click here and hit him with an auto attack. Nobody is going to hit you. Karma is in space. She's, like, confused about the game. Your support is doing what she can. Honestly, she's useless, too. But if you just stand here and auto the Varus, this guy can't walk up for it. Like, he should never be allowed to walk up. He achieves nothing by walking up. He can easily take this wave by standing here, 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 here. But because he's past this line... And literally disrespecting you by autoing minions, you have no business clicking back. You need to click up and hit him. If you go trade for trade, you still win. You have biscuits. Karma is on cooldown. Varus is less than almost half HP. You have Q. Varus has nothing.
Yeah, he already used everything.
He's on cool. He's useless champion. Varus and that melee minion, there's no difference in comparison to like when you compare like threat levels. It's the same shit. You should just hit him. And if you had the ward down, by the way, as we discussed, you would have chased him. You could get another auto. You can weave in maybe an auto, maybe 2 if he's really bad. And then at this point, he's this much HP or this much HP. Now he's crying. You have a biscuit. You pop the biscuit. Let's say you gain the HP back or whatever, right? He has nothing. He has Doran's Blade. He has Doran's Blade into this duo. It's awful to go Doran's Blade. He has no sustain. The HP you're getting back from Doran's Blade means nothing if Ashe just hits you with 2 autos. You need the sustain in this lane. He should have gone sword and potions. but he didn't. And you have infinite sustain. We'll call this infinite, even though it's finite. I know you have only 3 potions, but let's call it infinite for the sake of laning. In comparison to like what he has, right? Like you should just expend resources. Expend your resources to completely put this guy in the gutter. But instead you're clicking back for no reason. Okay? So I mean throughout this entire we've been laning for what, almost a minute? Like 1:30. We've been laning for like a little over a minute. You have made only 1 or 2 good clicks within that time frame, and even these were like probably unintentional. Honestly, a lot of the one of these was actually made because like he's bad. So we can even if we even cut this in half, you have only made 1 good click this entire game. And that was like on wave 1 where you ended up walking up for just a second and then you fucked it up by just walking back again for whatever reason. But I'm going to count that as an intention because you actually were posturing up, and that's good. That's what you wanted to do. But that was the only click that you did that actually had any value in your game. Right? So you take these 2 minutes or you take this minute and a half we just played out. You then multiply it throughout the entire game, multiply that by the next 50 games. That's why you're in gold. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Skill capped, pro guides, gamer sensei, fucking 30 random coach 1 2 3 is not going to tell you this. Right? It has nothing to do with like lane management, nothing to do with wave, like it has nothing to do with anything. You are just playing ADC without any consciousness. You need to learn how to do this, and the best way to do this is you start 1v1ing people. Even as an ADC, it's important that you start 1v1ing people. Like you can easily go into custom matches with anybody, and just start like doing the 1v1s as ADC. The supports don't matter, right? It doesn't matter. The support is irrelevant. Of course, your pockets will change based on the supports in an actual game, but the thing is, you're still utilizing the concepts in those 1v1s in the actual games. It's just that there's going to be like differences because support exists. And then here you're trolling because you can't walk up to this minion. Honestly, even resetting is like kind of hard to do. Like they gotta shove now and reset. Like if you kill off the cannon before they base, they can't reset. Like they need to shove now. They need to shove everything. They need to let you hit them, lose all your mana, shove the wave, then they can base if they are looking to base. But like if the lane evolves any further and they end up outputting, or you end up outputting too much damage on the wave, they can't base. Okay? But they mess up. They mess this up too because they lock the 4th wave. They can't find a base timer now because you can easily kill off these minions and the next wave. And so it works out. But like, why are you walking up to hit them when the wave is coming into you?
Because the cannon and the melee will still crash.
They will still crash. You will still get the minions. You can get both of these minions without having to take 2 autos from Varus. Ashe is not going to help you here. You also can't align your Q in any way to hit them. It's just doesn't make any sense. It's just far too illogical to go in, walk up for this minion here. I mean, Varus actually punishes you quite well here, right? But like even him, he could have done more. He could have easily done more. He doesn't have to click away. He can move in and then keep autoing you. Because Ashe is not going to do anything. Karma will stand right here, Varus stands right here, and they keep autoing you. And you can't do anything. Like one more auto or something, he could have weaved in, but it's whatever. Lane is doomed. I would also go exhaust. I would not go heal.
Support when exhaust.
Yeah, fuck it. Just go exhaust yourself. This guy's not going to exhaust you. He's confused. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's a low elo player. He's not. You cannot rely on him to use exhaust at the right time. You must go exhaust. You are not going to do any. You're not going to benefit anyone by healing them. These players will. They're design. They play to int. Every movement they make is to int. They don't do anything of value. 99.9% of the time they are making a very, very stupid play. They themselves are not even aware of the fact that they're making them. And so there's no point in playing a 2v2 summoner spell like heal and healing this guy. Like double exhaust is actually better here based on the situation you're in. Of course, it's different if this is high elo or you're pro players or whatever, right? But it's like this guy won't use it. You have to worry about Kindred, Kennen, and Yone. This guy will be dead half the time. I can guarantee you if I put the video up until like a few minutes later, he's going to be dead like 10 times. Okay?
Okay.
So you go exhaust. You must help yourself. You're never going to get any support from this guy. And if he chooses to go exhaust, fuck it. You have double exhaust. Whatever. Who cares? Doesn't matter. And if he sees that you're going exhaust, and maybe then he'll go heal. That's always good.